What up, nerds? Welcome back to the Nerdy Narrative. My name is Leslie Smith. Welcome back to another weekly reading update where I get to tell you all of the cool things that I have read or am reading. So first up, I finally finished listening to the Help on audiobook. Absolutely enjoyed it. I made the mistake of being out for it was supposed to be a run, but it ended up being a walk. And I just forgot what a feel-good ending it had. And it was of course, it made me cry. I am out walking around the fitness track around the lake by my house. There's tons of people out there and they're just kind of like looking at me because, I'm sweating like a pig because it is always hot in Florida no matter what time of day it is. And then I'm crying. Thoroughly enjoyed that book. It was a reread for me, but this was the first time I ever listened to it on audiobook, and it just really helped bring that story to life for me. I love that aspect about audiobook. I will most likely continue to do rereads through audiobook just to experience my favorite novels that way. Saturday night, I finished The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. Still not sure how to pronounce her last name. Fantastic book. I didn't know anything about it except the hype was real. All over BookTube, all over Twitter, and I just decided, okay, I need to check that book out. I kind of got the impression that it was just from looking at the cover, I'm like, okay, it's probably going to be some sort of war in China. That's really all I knew, but the directions that this book took were completely unexpected, which made it very delightful and enjoyable. Now, not to say this book does not have some very, very dark moments. It is a war. There were things done that are going to just really make your gut twist. I understand that war is not just glorified events. Bad things happened, and I understand that it is there to illustrate that and remind us that we should not ever glorify war. But whew, fantastic book. Can't wait to get the sequel. Sunday, I spent focusing on The Art of Dying, which I finished that one up. Wow, okay, that book was just action-packed from beginning to end. It's like Jessica Jones and John Wick had a one-night stand, and the result was Jessica Jones had a baby and named her Alex Mercer. So you have a very strong female main character and the story surrounding her is like a John Wick movie. It is insane. It never stops. It just has that kick-ass style, a little unrealistic, at least by the time the third movie came out. It was just a little unrealistic in some of those scenes, but it's okay. I still loved it, and I will watch the next one or two. I believe there's going to be two more. It was a very fun read. Also took some really unexpected turns. I definitely think that there is room for the author Kyle McKinnon to extend it or make it a series. 100%. Still continuing my reread of The Eye of the World. It's just a very slow-paced reread that I'm doing, just getting in 20, 30 pages a day. I'm just taking my time, getting reacquainted with my old friends. Where I'm at currently, Moraine and Lan have convinced Rand, Perrin, and Matt that they need to leave the Two Rivers because the Trollocs and the Fade, or the Modrial, are after one of those three, or maybe all three. And then, of course, they're trying to leave. Tom Marilyn, the Gleeman, and Edwin, I don't know how to say her name. Egwin, I don't know. I've always called her Egwin. But Egwin decide they're going to join this little party, and off they go. What I've been reading the last few days is their journey from the Two Rivers. They've just made it to Bearline. And Rand, Matt, and Perrin have all three dreamed of the Dark One. I'm probably going to spend 1 month per book just enjoying the journey once again through the Wheel of Time. June 1st, I kicked off my reread of The Way of Kings, and I am doing this reread with the Storm Along 2020 group. Just like Eye of the World, it's a slow reread. I'm just enjoying reading about this world again. After I read this book the first time, I did not want to leave Roshar. I wanted to get right back in. Something I really enjoy about rereading a book is finding all of the things that I missed the first time around, or realizing the importance of things that I just dismissed the first time around. Just reading the prologue, I read 2 things that I completely missed the first time I read this book. So I'm looking forward to working my way through this with the Storm Along 2020 group, seeing what all I missed, discussing it with them, gaining new perspectives. Was on my May TBR. I never got around to it, but that's because I just had it very low in priority because I have read it before. So Monday, after I finished listening to the help on audiobook, I decided to give Grave Peril a try on audiobook because I've always heard that the Dresden Files series is the one series that everybody will recommend. The audiobook is the best version, and I have to agree. James Marsters is the narrator, who is the guy that played Spike on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I don't know if it's just him or his talent as an actor, but this man acts this story out with his voice. It is amazing. It is next level. James Marsters is Harry Dresden's voice. It's just been so delightful. Plus, I mean, I'm sorry, but having that sexy voice in my ear, So I'm about 31% of the way through this one as of today, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna get finished quick, fast, and in a hurry. On Monday night, I started Pines by Blake Crouch, which is one that I buddy read with Kayla from Krackentoagoodbook. We both had talked about it. We knew we were going to read this one really fast. She actually finished it on Tuesday, and then I almost finished it Tuesday night. I ended up having to read the last few pages on Wednesday, and this book is amazing. I wanted to read the series because I saw the TV show first. A couple of friends of mine had recommended it to me. The first season of Wayward Pines was good. Second season was trash, and I was talking about it because, of course, when I saw Blake Crouch was the executive producer, I was like, oh, these must be books. And of course they were. I was talking about it with Michael Knipp, and he was like, you just need to forget that show and hit the books. And boy, was he right. My only regret about reading Pines, I don't already have the second and third books on hand to read because it is that amazing. As soon as I finished Pines by Blake Crouch, I went directly into The Resurrectionist by Michael Patrick Hicks. He's a new author to me. I read Revolver by him. I loved it. I saw Brad Proctor review this one and knew I had to have it. I mean, this is one I would have just purchased for the cover alone. I just recently saw Brad's video where he's already reading book 2, and I saw that cover, and of course I need that cover too. But I've just started this one. I fully intend to finish it today for 2 reasons. One, it's small, I won't deny that, but what Michael Patrick Hicks does, fewer words and tell a better story than a book 3 times its size. Just the first 2 chapters, I'm over on Brad Proctor's Discord. We're having an in-depth discussion that was enough to do a review based off that. I mean, it is insane. This one is a historical cosmic horror. I've never read anything like that I'm aware of, so I'm looking forward to this one. So far, super awesome week of reading, but I need to slow down and save some of my books because June 14th is when the Read the Olympics readathon starts. That's hosted by Kayla from Krackentoagoodbook. I'm gonna put her announcement video link down below, so check that out. But it is June 14th through July 19th. I want to say she's got like 40 prompts that cover all of the different categories in which you can compete for to get the gold. It is a fantastic readathon. The Olympics to me symbolize unity. That is something we can all benefit from. And since the Olympics aren't happening this year, this is going to be the next best thing to it. Well, now you know what I've been up to as far as reading. So hit me up down below. Tell me what you've been reading. Let's have a chat. You know me, I'm always adding to my TBR. I hope you all had an amazing week. I hope the next one is just as amazing. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.